A wild showdown in the Everglades. Alligator versus massive python. You won't believe who won. Nature doesn't get much more dramatic or controversial than this. An alligator, one of Florida's most iconic predators, caught on video devouring an enormous Burmese python in the heart of the Everglades. The scene unfolded near the aptly nicknamed Alligator Alcatraz, a migrant detention facility with a reputation as fierce as its namesake reptiles. The moment, captured by a vigilant cyclist, raises deep questions about invasive species, local wildlife, and the unexpected ways nature tries to restore its balance. But here's where it gets even more intriguing. What does this say about human intervention in the Everglades? And what do you think about the relentless battle between native and invasive species? It all started when Allison Jocelyn was biking through Shark Valley, a famed spot in the Everglades about 40 miles west of Alligator Alcatraz, when she noticed something few people ever witness firsthand. An alligator with a massive python clenched tightly in its jaws, struggling to finish its meal. She stopped to watch, mesmerized, as the python became a part of Florida's food chain in real time. According to Jocelyn, the gator wrestled with the python for quite some time before disappearing into the water, meal in tow. The video has since gone viral, stoking the always fiery conversation about Florida's growing python problem. Alligator Alcatraz isn't just a catchy name. It's Florida's newest migrant detention facility, set right in one of the wildest regions of the state. The site is infamous already, and not just because of its close proximity to dense populations of alligators and pythons. It's housed in a sprawling 39-square-mile former airport, with a capacity for 3,000 detainees living in FEMA tents and trailers. According to state leaders, the location was chosen precisely because of the formidable wildlife, sparking its share of debate. Is this choice more about security, intimidation, or practical necessity? Attorney General James Uthmeier, who spearheaded the project, even claimed in a video, "You don't need to spend much on fencing. There's not much waiting for escapees except wild alligators and pythons." Some see this as strictly pragmatic. Others view it as a troubling statement about deterrence and the force of nature as a tool of policy. What's your take? Shark Valley itself sits in the center of the Everglades' vast marshy expanse. A favorite for tourists and wildlife enthusiasts, you can explore it on foot, by bike, or even by tram. A 15-mile loop road winds through wetlands teeming with animals, and halfway around stands a 70-foot observation tower, offering expansive views of sawgrass and open sky. Notably, Shark Valley is within striking distance, about 40 miles, from the so-called Alligator Alcatraz, making it a hotspot for unexpected meetings between predator and prey. But this week's viral video isn't the first time Florida's wildest have gone internet famous. Just last Thanksgiving, a hulking alligator dubbed Godzilla was filmed dragging another mighty python through the Everglades' murky water. Such sights, shocking as they might be, highlight a deeply rooted ecological crisis: the invasive Burmese python. These pythons aren't native to Florida. Originating from Southeast Asia, many entered the U.S. through the exotic pet trade. Over time, intentional and accidental releases allowed them to establish a stronghold, now estimated to cover more than 1,000 square miles, including national and state parks, as well as wildlife refuges across South Florida. Estimates suggest there are tens of thousands, if not more, slithering through these lands. And this is the part most people miss: the sheer size and appetite of these snakes. Burmese pythons are among the world's largest, commonly reaching lengths of 10 to 16 feet, with record specimens stretching to an astonishing 19 feet and weighing over 200 pounds. These giants eat almost anything, from field mice to full-sized deer, and yes, even alligators. The havoc they wreak on native populations can't be overstated. A 2012 scientific study established that their rise is directly linked to severe declines of small mammal populations. Raccoons, opossums, foxes, rabbits, and even bobcats have suffered massive losses. With so few predators and such a broad menu, pythons have dramatically altered the Everglades ecosystem. But here's a twist. While alligators are known to prey on these invasive snakes, especially the younger or smaller ones, the relationship isn't one-sided. There have been documented cases, including videos of Burmese pythons killing and swallowing unsuspecting alligators. In 2021, a cyclist filmed the incredible sight of a python constricting an alligator in Big Cypress National Park. During necropsies, remains of alligators have even been found inside python stomachs. The ever-escalating clash between these two apex animals keeps scientists and the internet riveted and asking, who really rules the swamp? Those wondering if humans can eat wild-caught python in Florida will be disappointed or relieved. The State Department of Health warns against it, citing dangerously high mercury levels tested in python meat. While people have caught some monsters, eating them isn't advised. It's nature's cleanup crew, not your next meal. Even with these predators sometimes keeping the python population in check, new evidence shows pythons expanding further north from just south of Lake Okeechobee down to Key Largo and across key preserves and wildlife management areas. Any pythons discovered outside these core regions are likely escaped or released pets, a reminder of how quickly an ecological problem can begin. And what about the ultimate risk? So far, there have been no recorded instances of wild Burmese pythons killing humans in Florida. But wildlife authorities advise never to underestimate the risks of large constrictor snakes. This ongoing showdown between giant snakes and toothy reptiles is an environmental drama with no clear heroes. Invasive pythons have changed Florida's ecosystem forever, but native alligators are fighting back in spectacular fashion. Here's the hot question that divides biologists, wildlife managers, and local Floridians. Is nature doing a better job than humans at restoring balance? Or do we need to step in more aggressively? Now we turn the debate over to you. Do you believe alligators eating Burmese pythons could naturally curb this invasive threat? Or do we still need more human intervention, despite the risks? And what do you think of using wild Everglades land and its dangerous denizens as a tool for immigration politics? Let's hear your thoughts, especially if you disagree.